So when your Rein is up against a Rein, Reaper, and a Brig, you know you've got to try and do something to help them win just the Rein versus Rein fight. In this game, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So, as you can see, we're against Rein, Reaper, Brig, with a Soldier 76, and the Juno as well. That's not going to be fun for our Rein, who has Freya, Ashe, Moira, and Kiriko. So the Kiriko will help. But, yeah, other than that, I mean, you've got a close range Reaper, close range Brig, close range Rein. We're going to need to do something to balance that out. And Moira has quite a lot of options for there. So, going into the build, what are we going to pick in a Rein versus Rein fight? There's a Reaper and a Brig. Close range heroes, Phantasm is amazing versus them. You can get behind the Rein shield and just drop off an orb. You can place the orb in front if the Rein starts to swing. You've also got double healing options for your Rein if they're in danger. Like, being able to stack either damage or healing is huge. So we've got Armored Vest, we've got Power Playbook for 10% ability power, and then we went for Compensator rather than Weapon Grease. So that's the weapon power rather than attack speed. And that's because we've got a Rein versus Rein. So attack speed is generally better for Moira than weapon power is, but weapon power is slightly better for healing because of the heal over time. So we may find that we actually need that just to keep our Rein alive. We know where we're going to be living. So Miss Mercy XX seems to recognize us. We'll keep the mystery alive. Now, as for the rest of the team, we do have this double hit scan. One of them's airborne. So they are going to be fighting. There's a Juno and a Soldier 76. They're going to have their own battles to worry about. We fire the damage orb and don't think we got any. Oh, we got some hits on the bounce back. As a Reaper close to us, drop the Phantasm orb off for them. But we really want to be trying to win the fight for our Rein. Whether that means putting damage orbs next to enemy Rein and we get pinned. It wasn't meant for us. It was meant for the Rein. But yeah, careless from us. But that's how we play, a bit of high risk. You'll see the difference, though, in this game that we make to this Rein versus Rein fight. Obviously, this is round one. We're very limited in what we can do. Try there just to save our Ashe, but didn't work. So we've gone for the double healing here. Rein actually left that, though, so we're going to see if we can get round and flank. Is that weapon power going to actually help out here? Putting more of that on. We've got a couple of orbs there. We do get double healing again. Rein's back up to full health, but there is now a Reaper and Rein versus Rein. We're on a Moira. We need to do some sort of damage to reduce that reduction. Maybe at this point we're conceding that our Rein is dead, and so we're just trying to get kills that we can. Juno very weak. Rein goes for a pin. We would be okay because we'd fade through it. Oh, actually get the kill over onto the Juno. We try and flank for the Reaper, but the Reaper realizes we went the other way as well. Also got heal. Drop off the orb for them. They're pretty low health, but we want to make sure that we're blocking the objective progress. Reaper going for a TP. We ping it just to let our team know. Rein's low health. We want to fire the orb for their retreat. We can always use Coalescence first before the Fade Phantasm Orb because we can Fade in Coal. Thanks, Blizzard, for that quality of life change a while ago. So now we're up against the Soldier. We've put both our damage orbs down. One of them should be bouncing flat, but the Brig boots us into the room, so we can't use any form of cover. Soldier takes us down, but we do have 5 limbs right now, and we're making good money. So we're not too fussed about it. It looks like our Rein's getting pinned. Didn't get fired. No, actually it was the Bob. The Bob got pinned. Good play by the Rein, actually, to reposition that. But they're pretty useless. Obviously, for the whole time that the Rein's pushing the Bob's not shooting. Which is one thing. And then putting the Bob in a position where they're not going to be useful. Yeah, it's a second thing. So, good play from them. We're catching up. We've got the checkpoint pause here. We've got to be ready for anyone who does decide to push us. We fire a damage orb now. We hear the Rein charge. He's going up top. We rotate around there just to see if we could heal if they dropped off the high ground. Sidestep the fire strikes. Got to be a bit worried now that there's a rally there. We don't want to get too close to that, especially if they push us. Our Rein's a bit isolated. We want to ideally stop the bot and just make sure that it's in a range where we can actually take the lead if we get a fight. Healing up the Kiriko clone there because, hey, look, it's still doing stuff. Rein flanking behind. We're making sure to ping that. I think we pinged it anyway. Now you Shatter whiffed it, and surely there's no chance here. 10 seconds remaining. Soldiers there. We drop off an orb for him. Reaper ult comes in, but we're just about out of range a bit. Good shielding from the Rein. Right now, it's looking okay for our team. There is still a Brig and a Juno. We drop the orb on the cover side that the Brig will most likely stand in. Juno getting taken down. Not before taking down our Freya though. Reaper's still on the point. Ryan's arriving back. This might actually be a problem. Ryan's good health. We have Coalescence. We know that he used his Shatter not long ago. Soldier's the only one on the point. We drop an orb to cover the route. One of the routes he might touch the point, and then we go to the other side. Yeah, he doesn't get a chance to touch the point. So 17k cash made. We're pretty rich. Much richer than anyone else on their team. Now, what are we going to buy?
Coming up next, we're picking up speed with a payload race.
Guys, if you like this type of video, be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't and you want to see more of this content. We put up a lot. We've got 2 channels as well on the YouTube, so there's even more content available for you. And what do we pick? Of course, we pick Liquid Nitrogen, because that's going to be one of the best ways to shut down these heroes. It gives our Rhine options to retreat or options to engage. Same reason why in nearly every competitive tournament that's ever been played, there's a Lucio. Or at least a Juno. Not so much now, but there's those ones, right? Because speed is the best and strongest utility in the entire game. And by that logic, slowing speed has to also be up there. So we're getting Liquid Nitrogen, but then we're kind of broken. We're just working out what kind of greens we want to actually use here. Ability Lifesteal would be good. We get Charge Plating, and then we've kept everything basically the same. Still got Compensate for Weapon Power, still got Power Playbook, and still got Armored Vest. So everything, we've pinned all of our hopes and dreams onto the Liquid Nitrogen. Ryan's got the Swinging Make You Faster build, but we were a bit surprised to not see, what is it, Siphon Gloves and Bloom Gauntlet or anything. Maybe didn't quite have enough to feel comfortable with it. So he's not on a full speed swing. But either way, we want to get up close with that. Make sure we slow them down. Watch out for the Ryan pin, which could come in when we fade back. Got to keep an eye on the Reaper. Reaper's there. We did get an orb there. That's going to slow him down a little bit. And we go back to take the Mega. We use a heal orb just to make sure that we can out-sustain that. And it does mean that we've got another one here that we can drop off for our team. Of course, they go a different way. That is just the nature of the beast. Now Ryan's come in for that. We're going to drop off Phantasm Orb onto him next. We've got the Ryan still swinging. Kiriko clones there trying to do the best they can. Healing. Still slowing down the Ryan a bit. Doesn't look like our Ryan's actually built for this Ryan v Ryan though. Now Ryan does knock us down, and we're just short of getting our fade to be able to escape it. Enemy Ryan's got 2.8k damage. He's just like free swinging. And that's where I go, hang on a minute. Is there a build difference here? Like, I would have thought that Ryan versus Ryan is a kind of standard, you know, you have to build this or you just get run over. Yeah, Ryan getting shut down again. Certainly needs some help. I mean, Liquid Nitrogen can only do so much as Reaper comes in. We've got a fade, so we can escape that. Players aren't really dying. But the objective progress is a problem. Soldier 76 is guarding it right now. We do want to get over in that direction, see what we can stop. So there is a soldier up top there. Ryan pushes us, but we're just going to fade out of there and also drop a slowing orb off for them. If our Ryan heard that pin, he had an option to counter pin that. Maybe a bit worried about getting shattered. I'm not a Ryan versus Ryan expert. I don't claim to be. But hey, I've spent some time in Cloudy streams, so. But now look, enemy team's got it over to the checkpoint. Slow the Brig down. We use Coalescence because we're not going to be able to damage her before she gets the health back. But if we keep that slow up, we might have a chance. Soldier's trying to run back. He is going to get some health. We drop off a Phantasm Orb, but that allows us to go attack the Reaper while the enemy team's still stuck in spawn. Our team's not really moving the objective though, which means we're on full defensive mode. Somebody needs to take that initiative. And it looks like now it is finally moving. Bob comes in over onto the point. We dodge the Fire Strike only just. There's now Ryan's here, but we're getting shot by the Soldier. We have to flank all the way back. This is against a Brig who's using Rally on us. We're still trying to fall back. She might have just got hit by that Liquid Nitrogen, which allowed us to escape. Ryan's very low health. There's no chance we can get close to him, so instead we're going to take the opportunity to try and block the bot. Get a kill over onto the Soldier. That was from our Ashe. Nice little critical hit there. So we tried to flat bounce the orb, but we got booped. I want to encourage the Reaper to get out of their Wraith form. So we stand next to them just until we see an animation, then we pop the fade. As Ryan does leave the payload here. There's still a Brig on the point. Luckily, the Juno didn't have anything on us, but we've got no cooldowns. Reaper's getting low health. Got to watch out for the Ryan now. We've just got our fade back up. Phantasm Orb back on the point, and now Reaper's there. I said our team's catching up. Reaper goes up top. We fire the orb. I think we actually missed that. We did do a bit of damage though, but Freya does take them out. We've got Coalescence. That's going to slow players down as well, but we don't want to use it too early. As soon as we see some squishies or something, or anything that we can slow down getting to the point, it'd be a good idea to use it. We're looking to try and Phantasm the choke point first. Going to use it so that we can catch up with the Juno, but instead we see a soldier up top who's going to be causing all sorts of problems for our team. We take him down. Low health player just caught our eye. We're looking for them now. Juno does get taken down. Ryan with an excellent shatter. Reaper comes in with the Death Blossom, but it's not enough. Ryan shielded most of it. And now Brig doing the smart thing, desperately trying to block us from making some progress. Doesn't manage to do so, and it looks like we're going to take the second round 2-0. It's going quite well. There's a nice cash advantage as well that we've got. There's a chance that we could mercy rule them.
Really tell who the playmakers are.
Right, new power time. Many options here.
In control.
So, what's going to help our Ryan versus Ryan the most? Cross-Orbal when we're on an orb build works. Precarious Potency can work if we want to get some damage out. Chain Graph's not going to help us that much against Ryan versus Ryan, and we've got to think, well, okay, is it going to any of the other squishies? Because Chain Graph doesn't go through Ryan Shield. Multi-Ball's another option if we want to apply even more debuffs. So out of those, I'd pretty much be picking one of those three. So either Precarious Potency, Cross-Orbal, Deconstruction, probably not a good idea. Void Hoppers could be, but it's... I'm not a big fan of it. So we opt for Precarious Potency. We get Lumerico Fusion Drive, so along with our Liquid Nitrogen, because that's going to allow us to get up close and personal to a lot of these characters, hit the Phantasm Orbs, and then get back there.
Only 20 seconds left.
Now, what are we going to do with the remaining 7k? Because we can get more ability power, or do we want to invest in some weapon power, maybe to make Precarious stronger? We opt to just get Energized Braces. Oh, no, selling that. Nano Cola with Ability Lifesteal. So that we got Energized Braces at first because we wanted some Ability Lifesteal in there because of the way that we're playing. You know, dropping off the Phantasm Orbs while we take some hits. Then we realized, the money situation with the number of slots, probably better just to get Nano Cola and then just get the green Ability Lifesteal instead. So, going into round 3. Bounce our single orb off the back here, and we want to make sure that we're getting this Precarious Potency over onto our Rhine, even when we go for this, because it's going to heal them up for a bit longer. So the great thing about this power, and it's slowly becoming one of my favorite powers actually, like even for a DPS Moira, because I can leave the team and apply it for so long. It also helps generate loads and loads of cash at the expense of your Kiriko, I might add, so be careful with it. We don't want to overheal on Moira unless that is solely what you're going for, because it can make your other support broke. As we dodge both of the fire strikes, go up here, place the Phantasm Orb, slow them down. We just get more and more objective time every time that we're slowing them. So now we just, make sure that the Rhine can't go through. We're okay with taking a swing. Yeah, it gives them a bit of ult charge, but it's okay with that just to position that orb better. And again, enemy team's getting nowhere near the point. Bounce that into that room as a scouting thing. Even though we're getting up close to Brig here, we're expecting to be either shield bash, we'll have time to fade it. We fire orb up top just to attack the soldier. Maybe it makes him relocate, because that's an annoying position to be in. And who on our team is going to get them? Well, Freya's already been taken down. And we get whip shot here, but we do try to make our way back to the point. We weren't going to be able to make it round cover there, so we go for the mini. Brig also flanks as enemy Ryan does get a boop over onto our team. Gets a boop onto us, a shatter onto us even. And actually the Bob, is the Bob even on the point? Nah. Well, either way, it wasn't going to survive long. We'd lost too many players. Like, Bob isn't a solo warrior. Bob needs the team, like, for the most effectiveness. Reyes doesn't also seem to be having a good game here. I mean, fair enough. They haven't got healers that can really do much for them, so it's a lot of long-range fight, and it's going to be pretty tricky for a Freya to get money. But, I mean, we're not chasing a Freya around. Like, come on, be realistic. So now trying to just make our way out this doorway. If we get that, aggressive play. So we slow down the tank. Reaper's also teleporting behind us. Getting a lot of damage over onto the Reaper. Also slowing him. He's going to have his Wraith form if he needs it. We fire an orb just in case. Phantasm Orb in case the Rhine tries to retreat. Instead we're over onto the point. I don't think the Juno ult's going to do enough here. Like, that ult is not as strong nowadays as it used to be. It used to be like a Transcendence. Now you can damage through it, especially in Stadium. And so, yeah, our team, we take the round, but it's not a mercy rule. Bit of advice, that Mozart guy who's saying good round every time. Like, I get flashbacks of threads on Reddit where people go, oh, my account got banned for abusive chat, but I never say anything abusive. And that's a classic example. saying it like that in caps is really going to irritate the enemy team. There's a good chance they'll just report you out of spite. So maybe, even though the words are good, it doesn't sound good to like the enemy team. So maybe just leave it out to make Overwatch a nicer place. I know you're saying like good round and stuff, but that's at least how I feel. Maybe I'm alone in that, right? Let me know in the comments what you think about it. Super Flexor. The perfect item in this situation, although there's options for Nano Cola and something like Custom Stock. Because by buying those two, you could have Super Flexor's powers permanently, but you lose out on the health. We do opt to go for Super Flexor though. Precarious Potency is going to keep that weapon healing up, which is going to stack the ability power. So it works perfectly with this kind of synergization. Is that a word? I mean, whatever. You know what I mean. So, Energized Bracers. Get that ability lifesteal in there as well. And yeah, I'm actually really liking this build. It makes us a bit tanky. It's good against the Reaper. And so yeah, that's what we're going for. Right. So far, this has proven very effective. I feel like the Reaper's been kind of shut down. The Rhine's been quite shut down. Even though you could see in the first round that the Rhine was definitely playing better than our Rhine. I think that's a lot of our influence. Like, they're a bit scared of, say, moving forward and swinging because they just know they're going to get slowed and trapped. Soldiers aside, but again, we're just trying to get these slows onto them. In comes the pin. We're lucky we didn't get caught by that, actually. Counter pin from the Rhine. Precarious Potency trying to heal him up. Is he doing a good job with the Kiriko clone? It should be okay. Keep the clone alive briefly. We certainly don't want to invest too much resources in it. Enemy team is over onto the point. We have players alive, though. So we've got choices. Do we attack the tank here? Do we... Oh, that doesn't work. That kind of ends this now. So we're just trying to get some cash if we can. We can fade through. We're not going to stop the point. We can't fade out the main entrance. We try and heal orb because then if we can buy time for our fade, we'll be able to escape out top. But, yeah. Didn't work out. Enemy team does take the midpoint. Ryan's pinning up to the top, but we can just fade it in the last second, make sure we get that slow. As our team actually losing a lot of numbers here. Ryan does get shattered, but we see the soldier flanking, and even if we were to go and try and heal the Ryan against that, if he's been shattered, it's too late, and if he hasn't, then yeah, he can probably still survive it. Counter shatter comes in. We're assuming that hit, but we've got to get some time on the point. Rally comes in. We've nearly got our coalescence. Maybe we didn't need to get to the point that urgently. We had some time that we could play with. I don't like to leave it too late for the touch because it doesn't give you any flexibility to leave the point to take cover. But we maybe went a bit too early there. Now we've got coalescence. We don't have a choice. We have to get on the point, even with all the dynamites and the boops. Enemy team easily runs us over there.
Score 3-1.
And yeah, you'll see what I'm typing here. It felt like our team had lots of time for players to go onto the point, but when there's a Brig on the point, everybody's intimidated by it. One of the hidden passives from Brig, no one wants to jump on a point versus a Brig, but it would be nice if somebody else could occasionally take on that responsibility. And I don't mean the tank's going to do it anyway, but as DPS, sometimes somebody has to go onto the point. And they're saying, oh, why is my YouTuber guy flaming? We're not flaming. I'm just trying to say, like, why does it always have to be me? Like, are people unaware of the objective or something? And then the Ryan was saying earlier that if I heal him, he gets 3 kills there. But it's like, no, if I heal you, you've got nothing to stop the enemy Ryan swinging. So he'll just out-damage my healing and eliminate you. And yeah, players don't understand, like, the debuff thing. And they also don't understand selective healing. And I might add, we took Precarious Potency just for our Rhine, right? In order to provide more healing to our Rhine. That's not a normal item that I build. So it kind of annoys me, but it is what it is. We focus on the next round. I just wanted to put it into their brains, like, objective. Think about touching and blocking the objective. That's it. I don't need to go into great detail with them. Just that's it. Right. Have the enemy team just got momentum or scaled on us? We're having a look at the scoreboard here. I was hoping that I'd change it to the all stats so that I could have a look at the Rhine versus Rhine. That's what I'm thinking now. I want to see if, like, in the game, that's what I was thinking as well. Oh, there we go. So I think the enemy Ryan had like 10k more money than ours. You guys get the luxury of going back and pausing the video and having a look if you wanted to see it. Which, yeah, shows that our Ryan isn't going head-to-head against the enemy Ryan without our intervention. So again, we push up close to the Ryan. We fade onto the high ground. Important. Ryan cannot pin us up here. So that little position change, very important when you go for that kind of orb. We want to make sure that we're on some sort of high ground. Here we've got a drop-off point behind us with the stairs, which can buy some time. There's always part of the map that we can go for. Not so much here. Yeah, you see how the enemy Ryan just kind of runs over our Ryan? That's what we've got to deal with here. We find an isolated soldier, but he's got a lot of healing. Can't take him out. He's on the heal build. So it's like, oh, if we go to another round, we're going to need Cyber Venom. So we lay a trap here, make sure that we get all the way down to the end so we don't get hit by a fire strike. Now we're up behind the bot. Kind of distracting, kind of annoying, kind of money generation. Soldier decides to try and fight us on our own. Again, we fade up onto this little high ground bit. There's loads of boxes and things we can use for cover. But being there makes us immune from Ryan. And where was that Brig? Okay, there's 3. So we try and get our orb down first. Then we've got our coalescence that we can use. We fade into the room. It allows us to use this for cover. So even though the soldier can do it, the coalescence is going to give us a bit of sustain. Now we chase him down because he's slow from liquid nitrogen. Not going to be able to sprint away from us. It's our team to get some progress on the bot. Trying to slow players coming out of spawn, delay the time it takes them to come and contest the objective. Means more distance, means a higher chance of winning the game. Now we're pushing through to the enemy team. Brig does manage to get a whip shot on us. We want to make sure the Ryan's finished his pin before we put an orb down. Not just use it so he passes through. Huge shatter from the enemy Ryan. We've got a lot of players here. We've got one orb. We fade all the way back just to get some vision of the fight. Reaper comes in and gets some kills. We fire an orb over onto them. They do have the Juno ult available. We want to get this in amongst as many players as possible. We fade up over behind them onto their spawn. Soldiers there as well. We haven't got any cooldowns though. We're going to need one. Drop off the Phantasm Orb and pick up the mini. Soldier looked like he wanted to run for that, but then saw that we'd already taken it. And yeah, we managed to make the best of that situation. Try and fire the heal orb of Cross Orbal in one direction, and then the damage orb in the other direction. And we're trying to maximize its use. Oh yeah, we picked up Cross Orbal. Oh, Brig nearly boots us off the map. You can run up the side of these points, though, which means we can get there, but we're a little bit inactive. We did hear the soldier's footsteps, though. So he finds himself kind of isolated again, but there is a Reaper next to him. I'm not too bothered about that. Fade jump up to top. It allows us to attack the Juno a little bit while everybody else is kind of recovering. Soldier Visor comes in. We've got that tanky from Numerico Fusion Drive. We now find ourselves in front of Orion, but luckily he doesn't get the pin coming out of spawn. Players in the room now, so we fire the orb in there. Now we've got a Juno isolated. If she goes around the box the other way, she's going to get hit by the Phantasm Orb, which she does. We take her down. And now can we get our team there? We have taken the lead. Soldiers over onto the point. Double orb stack on him. Brig rally. We just faded, but now we've probably got to run. Looking around if there's any other players around here. We can't go close to that rally, so we had no choice. We're not going to get in to heal our Ryan here either. Soldier's getting quite low, but he's got lots of players around. The supports don't notice in time. They'll find somebody else. That nice distraction from our Freya, actually, allowed us to equalize those DPS kills. And now, enemy team's only got a few meters. Do we go in early? Right, they've taken the lead, which means we've got a lot of work to do, but I feel like that's the best choice. We've got to try and stay around this now, simply to try and trigger the overtime. Now that we've got our Ryan, we back off. Huge shatter from the enemy, from our Ryan even. That was huge. We were facing the other way. They had no opportunity to block it, but it's still not over. Soldiers over onto the point. They've taken the lead, so we've got to get it to the end. We're looking at their spawns just to see, is anybody there going to be able to get a touch? Is it worth fading forward? I'd normally fade up top here to try and slow the enemy team from getting there in time, but so many games, you guys will know, our team all leave the point and we just C9 it in the last seconds, and the enemy team there saying get off the bot, because that's exactly what they're hoping as well. By making sure that we're staying around it, we'll take on that responsibility, hopefully with some other players. I don't want to be the only one. As we drop off the orb behind the cover point of the wall that we need to push behind. Briggs on us now. We have to fire a healing orb. Cross orb does allow it to get a little bit damage, and the debuffs on there as well. There is still a Reaper on the point. Ult comes in over against our Ryan. We have to step back. Juno missiles take us out. Are the team going to do it? It looks like Freya cleaning up with the Ryan. Our team do take the round, do take the game 4-1. And as you can see, even though the odds were stacked against our Ryan with that team composition, few little items, a little bit of a play style, and yeah, we can turn the tide on Moira. Guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you liked the video. Hope you've subscribed if you want to see more. And we'll see you soon. Who knows what the next video is. Let me know what you want to see. Maybe I'll do it for you. Bye.